Do people in other countries use American slang with a British or Australian accent? I am walkin' air. I had a Saudi friend who complained of younger girls breaking Arabic for an "Ode up my God," and then continue on in Arabic. When I lived overseas I was in a COD lobby and someone in the game was mad at me and he said I'm going to go get a burger at the burger factory in a very American accent, and it has stuck with me for 25 years. Howdy. Not uncommon usage, but if you're doing cowboy shit, then it makes sense. I once matched with an American woman on a dating app when I was visiting some relatives in the US. Her profile picture had her wearing a cowboy hat, or what I thought was one. So I started with, "Howdy, partner." She did not like that. Went on a long tirade about how it was now okay, nay, expected even, to make fun of and stereotype Americans, and how they should be able to insult other cultures as well, but they'd get cancelled for it. In my infinite wisdom, I replied, "Whoa Bessie." Her name was Jessie. She blocked me. I think I'm also banned from the US. I think I'll use my credit card. I live in Japan and, "oh my god," is pretty popular here. When I made a cheerful response of "okie dokie" to something my new friends had said when I was staying in Australia, they pretty much screamed with laughter, then kept repeating "okie dokie." When they managed to stop laughing, they explained that they thought it was just a false stereotype about Americans that we would say it. I think they said Australians heard it in an American movie with Jim Carrey, so they thought it was sheer comedy. I knew some Australian girls who used to say in an American accent, "Have a nice day." In Mexico "whatafuck" and "oh my god" are common slang for people who don't speak even a bit of English. Oh no. I can't afford this medical bill. I need a scholarship for college. Diabetes. There's others, but those are the most fun. Howdy. Mars Curiosity rover greeted our Indian rover when it reached Mars by saying, "Namaste." The Indian rover replied saying, "Howdy," to its US counterpart on Mars. There was an awkward pause and my friend out of nowhere said, "And God bless America." It absolutely cracked us up. I say wicked smart to flex my Bostonian accent. I hope this thread gets upvoted more because I genuinely liked reading all the comments. I've heard non-Americans use bro and dude and y'all and it's hilarious. I know some people in Australia, one of them originally from Estonia. It's American music. Specifically post-90s. The number of times I've heard "where are you" sang in tandem in their best attempt at Blink is uncanny. My British in-laws like, "good job." I've heard Aussies take the piss and say like, "oh my god," in a Californian Valley Girl-esque accent. My Aussie friends will also purposely over-exaggerate the R on words like burger, pepper etc., mostly to tease me. On Top Gear Jeremy would always say, "do you want cheese with that?" Back in the aughts I met some Norwegians on Omegle and became Skype friends. They would jokingly say, "Hi, I'm from Texas." They thought they were doing a spot-on Texas accent, but it was basically unchanged from their normal way of speaking. "Hi, AYEM from Texas." I still say that out loud at least once a year. In Australia, a lot of kids and adults use American black culture words and accents. The kind of stuff you hear on public fights videos, or gangster movies. A recent Tom Scott video has a Brit exclaiming, "awesome," in a flat American accent when referring to Americans. King George III sings, "awesome, wow," when being sad about the Americans becoming free. Thoughts and prayers. Yeah, the only US accent that I can produce a recognizable version of is the Southeast drawl, and it only comes out for the dumbest stuff, and anything faith-related is whether accurate or not. This is where I think the evangelicals are. Let's call it Louisiana-ish. Irish guy on social media goes by Garen Music. His go-to phrase for his American accent is, "my son Tanner," and it floors me every time. My favorite hasn't been mentioned yet. It's bruh. In Finnish we don't have any of those sounds, so it's hard to pronounce and sounds ridiculous, and really highlights that you're surprised and are disappointed. As an Aussie, my go-to are "Sue dude" in California surfer's toner accent. "Y'all" in a southern drawl. "I'm walking air" in a Bronx accent. Other honorable mention to just adapting Trump's accent for random things. Like, we were like oh my god, and like, they were like, I don't know. Oh really? Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Oh my god, like so amazing. Wow. Yeah. Oh my god. Like. Goddamn some bitch. Impossible to say in a non-American accent. I do love a good, what intonation. Second only to, dang gummit. I'm from New Zealand. I put on an American accent to say water, coffee, specifically Boston, and sometimes I'll do the, I'm walkin', here. Sup, as in what's up, as in what's up, as in what are you up to? As in how you're doing. I haven't heard it for a long time, but in the 90s in France it was pretty common to pretend to speak like an American, as if you have a very hot potato in your mouth. Didn't really matter what you said because it's impossible to understand anyway. I say how you doin' in the Joey from Friends voice. I'm Australian and quite an elderly lady haha so it's gross. Also as an aside I met a dude at a conference once who was from Tennessee and he had the best accent I have ever heard in my life. He sold AstroTurf. I couldn't hear enough about AstroTurf that day. Dreamy. Is Tennessee considered a good accent in the USA? 'Cause it's certainly my favorite. I met a British woman who had majored in American studies in the UK. She said that her favorite Americanisms were, MO, the noise we make that means, I don't know, and, shut your pie hole.